In 1789 in Paris, revolutionary spirit was in the air. The Bastille had been stormed and the king and queen were under arrest. For Beethoven, this was what he had dreamt about, and he could sense the revolution drifting towards Germany. His ultimate hero, none other than the French general Napoleon Bonaparte. And it's to him that Beethoven initially dedicated his monumental Third Symphony, the Eroica, or Heroic. But the dedication was short-lived. When Napoleon made himself emperor in 1804, Beethoven was so appalled that his hero, instead of being the revolutionary he'd hoped, turned out to be another self-glorifying establishment figure, that he scrubbed the dedication on the manuscript out with his quill and left a hole in the paper. So the Eroica eventually became a memorial to a great man. Any great man, really. But it was written with Napoleon in mind. And the French general had unleashed in Beethoven emotional forces that had never been heard in music before. Those two daring, jolting chords right at the start of the huge first movement, painting a picture of Napoleon's human struggle. The sweep of the second movement, Funeral March, as Beethoven imagines his hero mourned by an adoring world. The blazing final movement, cementing Napoleon's great legacy and spirit. Here's Jonathan James with some musical examples to show just why Beethoven's music is so revolutionary and so heroic.
What a great way to start a symphonic revolution. Just a cannon shot, two of them, to blow away everything that had gone before. This is Beethoven signalling a fight, a revolution in the world of the symphony. And he fights in several different ways in this first movement, mainly through rhythm. Just listen to this material here. If I just count over the top, it'll become more obvious. We're actually in 3, but it's all grouped together in 2. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's all against the beat. And if you combine that kind of rhythmic fighting with harmonic fighting later on, you get something even more powerful. This comes in the middle of the movement. It's a remarkably powerful moment. But it's not all about brute force. If you go to the finale, you have the curtains being flung open with these kind of chords. And then someone just tiptoes onto the stage. Beethoven's been remarkably cheeky here, actually, because this isn't even the melody. You'll find out later that the melody sounds like this. So that bit before was just the bass line to the melody proper. It's both cheeky and genius. This is a symphony that fights with brute force, but also with subversive humour.
Edward Elgar, the pomp, the circumstance, the moustache, the stiff upper lip, the soundtrack to the British Empire. But we don't often hear about his anguish, depression, and deep insecurities. Elgar was a complex man. He wrote his poignant cello concerto in 1919 after Europe had been ripped apart by war, and the woman that had comforted Elgar in his most desperate days, his dear wife Alice, was dying. So what emerged from Elgar's pen contains all the nobility and restraint that characterises so much of his music, but with the added despair and grief for a lost era. Its first few minutes are breathtaking, a commanding opening on solo cello, a single lonely melody intoned by the orchestra, and then that melody, set free at last, poured out with unbridled passion by the orchestra. The stage is set for a heartbreaking journey. Elgar would die in 1934, but the cello concerto, written over 25 years earlier, would be the last major work he would write.